So there is an update to this story of the young man who was found in chains, tied up in his father's backyard for 5 years. For those of you who remember the story, a young man by the name of Chigbo Agudo from Anambra State was believed to have been in China. According to his father, in 2021, his son went to China. This was what he was telling his friends, his kinsmen, people who came to look for Chigbo, because they stopped seeing him in July of 2021. And this man told them that he was in China. Only 5 years later, in August of 2025, did the people learn that Chigbo was never in China. In fact, he had been tied up in chains, padlock, in a goat house behind his father's house in the compound. And he had been there for 5 years. When the kinsmen and the villagers and the youths of the community found out that the Chigbo that they thought was in China all this while was in a goat barn, they could not believe it. In the previous video we made that is on YouTube, we talked about how the youth confronted the father after hearing the rumors. And the father fought back little by little, trying to threaten them, telling them that it's not their business, they should mind their business. But the youth did not listen. They burst into the house, searched everywhere, and eventually found Chigbo tied up like a goat in rusted chains with padlock that had not been opened for years. And in the last video we made, we were told that the reason why the father and his in-laws, that is the father's second wife's people, locked Chigbo, the first son of the father's first wife, was because he was mentally unstable. We're made to believe that he was chained up all these years because he was mentally deranged, that he was acting mad, and it was their way of helping him. And in the video, you could see that his hair was properly groomed. Some people noticed that there was no hair in his armpit and that he seemed to have been, for the most part, clean enough for somebody who had been locked up for 5 years. And we were able to understand that despite being locked up for 5 years, they would still groom him, clean him up, bathe him from time to time, cut his hair, shave his beards. But as far as the armpit goes, that some people are saying that some people don't grow hairs in their armpit, and maybe Chigbo is one of those people. However, we're now learning that the update is Chigbo was not chained by his father and in-laws because he was mentally unstable. The reason they chained him up was because, wait, you will not believe this, was because he was a disgrace. The father, according to sources, said that the reason he locked up his son in chains all this while was because Chigbo had this attitude of getting in trouble, stealing, womanizing, and basically causing trouble in the village. And that was bringing a bad name to the family. That was causing them to be ashamed of him. He was basically spoiling the family name. It was some sort of disgrace to them, and they were worried that if he continued in that pace, he would either be locked up or be killed. And rather than let him go that way, they decided to chain him up. And this honestly changes everything. It's one thing to lock him up if he was mentally unstable, but to lock him up because you thought he was disgracing the family for 5 years, since 2021. This is ridiculous. This is insane. This is a full-grown adult. It's not as if it would be better if it was a child, but come on, 5 years for an adult. Because what? He lived a wayward life? I don't know what to feel about this, but you guys would have to let me know, because this is what we are hearing now. In a recent video, you could see him having a haircut and somebody talking in the video. And I guess they've concluded that Chigbo is actually sane. He was fine. He was mentally sane. So he wasn't going through the mental situation that we thought he was, which would have been a fair justification. A fair one, not a good one, not a unreasonable one, but yeah, to keep him from going out if he was taking treatment, or to keep him from being erratic if he was being violent. But to think that they only did this because this young man was just living his life in the worst way is insane. If the police would take action, it would be nice to see what that action would be. Maybe all the people involved in locking him up would face the law. If I'm correct, that is a criminal offense. 5 whole years. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. By the way, if you're in any European country and you're looking to send money to your loved ones down in Africa, especially in Nigeria, use the LemFi app. LemFi is quick and reliable with 0 transfer charges. And if you use the link on our bio or in the comments, or use our promo code TrueCrime, you would get €15 cash back on your first €100 transfer. So go to your Google Play Store or your Apple App Store to download the LemFi app. It is quick and reliable.